The Time Alchemist. How to rewrite your past, master your present, and design your future. Introduction. Welcome to the Time Alchemist. Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers? Like no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to catch up? What if I told you that time isn't what you think it is, that the past, present, and future aren't separate, but interconnected threads in the fabric of your reality? Welcome to the Time Alchemist. This is not just another book about time management or productivity. This is a journey into the very nature of time itself and how you can master it to create the life you've always dreamed of. Over the next 30 minutes, you'll learn how to rewrite your past, turning pain into power. Master your present, living in the eternal now. Design your future, aligning with the reality you desire. But first, let's shatter the illusion. Time isn't linear, it's fluid. Think of it like a river. Sometimes it flows fast, sometimes slow. And you're the alchemist, standing at the riverbank, ready to shape its flow. Are you ready to become a time alchemist? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Linear Time. Let's talk about time. What does time mean to you? For most of us, time feels like a straight line. It starts in the past, moves through the present, and stretches into the future. We're taught to see it this way: past, present, and future as separate things. But what if I told you that this idea of time is just an illusion? What if time isn't a straight line at all? What if it's more like a spiral, a loop, or even a dance? Here's the truth. Time isn't as fixed as we think. It's not something that just happens to us. It's something we experience in our minds. And once you understand that, you can start to see time in a whole new way. You can start to bend it, shape it, and use it to create the life you want. Let me explain. Your mind doesn't see time as past, present, and future. When you remember something from your past, it feels real, doesn't it? That's because in your mind, it is real. The same thing happens when you imagine the future. When you dream about what's coming next, it feels real too. That's because your mind doesn't separate these moments. To your mind, time is fluid. It's all connected. This is your first lesson. Time is a mental construct. It's something your mind creates. And once you understand that, you can start to take control of it. Let me give you an example. Think about a moment from your past. It could be anything: a happy memory, a sad moment, or even something ordinary. Close your eyes and picture it. See it in your mind. Feel it. Notice how real it feels. That's because your mind is time traveling. It's bringing that moment into the present. Now think about the future. Imagine something you want to happen. Picture it in your mind. See it, feel it, and believe it. Notice how real that feels too. That's because your mind is doing the same thing. It's time traveling into the future. You see, you're already a time traveler. Your mind does it all the time. The question is, are you doing it consciously? Are you taking control of the journey? Most of us aren't. We let our minds wander into the past, replaying old memories, regrets, or mistakes. Or we let our minds jump into the future, worrying about what might happen or dreaming about what we want. But we don't realize that we're the ones in control. We're the ones who can decide where our minds go. So how do you take control? It starts with understanding that time isn't fixed. It's not something that's happening to you. It's something you're creating in your mind. Let's try an exercise. Close your eyes and think of a moment from your past. It could be something happy, like a childhood memory, or something challenging, like a difficult experience. Picture it in your mind. See the details. Feel the emotions. Now imagine stepping into that moment as the person you are today. What would you say to your past self? What advice would you give? How would you comfort or encourage them? Now, rewrite the story. Instead of seeing that moment as something that happened to you, see it as something that happened for you. What did you learn from it? How did it make you stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? This is how you start to bend time. You take a moment from the past and you change how you see it. You give it new meaning. You turn it into something that helps you instead of something that holds you back. Now, let's try the same thing with the future. Close your eyes and imagine something you want to happen. It could be a goal, a dream, or even a feeling you want to experience. Picture it in your mind. See it, feel it, and believe it. Now step into that moment as if it's already happened. How does it feel? What emotions are you experiencing? What does it mean for your life? This is how you start to design your future. You take a moment from the future and you bring it into the present. You make it real in your mind. And when you do that, you start to align yourself with that reality. You start to take actions that move you closer to it. You see, time isn't something that's happening to you. It's something you're creating. And once you understand that, you can start to take control of it. Let me give you another example. Think about a time when you were so focused on something that you lost track of time. Maybe you were working on a project, playing a sport, or spending time with someone you love. In those moments, time didn't feel linear, did it? It felt fluid. It felt like it was moving at a different pace. That's because time is flexible. It's not fixed. It's something you experience in your mind. And when you're fully present in the moment, you can slow it down or speed it up. You can bend it to your will. So, how do you start to do this consciously? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to how you experience time. Notice when your mind is stuck in the past or jumping into the future. And when it does, gently bring it back to the present. Here's a simple practice to help you do that. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. As you breathe in, say to yourself, I am here. As you breathe out, say, I am now. This simple practice will help you stay grounded in the present moment. When you're fully present, you can start to bend time. You can take control of your past, your present, and your future. You can rewrite your story, design your reality, and create the life you want. This is the power of the Time Alchemist. It's the power to see time not as a straight line, but as a spiral, a loop, a dance. It's the power to take control of your journey and shape your destiny. So, are you ready to take control of time? Are you ready to become a time alchemist? Let's begin. Chapter 2. Healing your past. Your past isn't set in stone. It's a story you tell yourself. And like any story, it can be rewritten. The memories you hold on to, the ones that define who you believe yourself to be, are not immovable facts, but interpretations that have taken root over time. And like any deeply ingrained belief, they can be reshaped, redefined, and ultimately healed. Think of a moment from your past that still lingers in your heart. Maybe it's a failure that left you questioning your worth, a heartbreak that shattered your trust, or a missed opportunity that fills you with regret. These moments often echo in our minds, reinforcing narratives of inadequacy, loss, or disappointment. But what if you could revisit that moment, not as the vulnerable version of yourself who experienced it, but as the person you are today, wiser, stronger, and more compassionate? What if, instead of allowing those past wounds to control you, you could step into them and offer yourself the very things you needed in that moment: understanding, reassurance, and perspective. This process is not about denying the past or pretending that pain never existed. Instead, it is about transforming the emotional charge of those memories, turning wounds into wisdom and suffering into strength. By rewriting the narrative, you take control of your story rather than allowing it to control you. Close your eyes and picture that defining moment. Let yourself be fully present in it, allowing the emotions to rise without resistance. See the younger version of yourself standing there, feeling everything as they did in that moment. Notice their posture, their expression, the way their shoulders may slump under the weight of disappointment or their eyes dim with sadness. Step closer, not as a spectator, but as your present self, the version of you who has grown from every experience since then. You carry wisdom that your younger self did not yet have. You understand things they could not yet grasp. And now, you have the power to offer them what they needed but never received. Imagine speaking to your past self with kindness. Offer them the words they longed to hear. Maybe they needed to know that failing didn't make them a failure, that losing someone didn't mean they were unworthy of love, or that missing an opportunity didn't mean they were doomed to a life of regret. Let your words be the balm that soothes their wounds. Tell them that this moment, painful as it may be, is not the end of their story. It is simply a chapter, and there are many more yet to be written. If you feel that your past self needs forgiveness, offer it freely. Perhaps they made choices they now regret, hurt people they wish they hadn't, or let fear hold them back. Acknowledge their mistakes, but do not condemn them for it. They were doing the best they could with the knowledge they had at the time. Let them know that they are not defined by their missteps, but by their ability to learn and grow from them. As you embrace your past self in this visualization, feel the weight of old pain begin to lighten. You are not erasing what happened, you are transforming its meaning. Instead of seeing that moment as a source of suffering, recognize it as a stepping stone in your journey. Perhaps that failure taught you resilience. Perhaps that heartbreak led you to a deeper understanding of love. Perhaps that missed opportunity redirected you toward a path that was ultimately better for you. This is emotional alchemy, the process of turning pain into power, regret into gratitude, and wounds into wisdom. You cannot change what happened, but you can change how it lives within you. And in doing so, you free yourself from the chains of the past, allowing yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. The past will always be part of you, but it does not have to define you. Each time an old wound resurfaces, meet it with the same compassion and understanding. The more you practice this, the more you will realize that healing is not about forgetting. It is about integrating your experiences in a way that empowers you rather than limits you. In every painful moment, there is an opportunity for transformation. By revisiting your past with the wisdom of your present, you give yourself the gift of a new perspective. And in that perspective lies the freedom to write the rest of your story not as a victim of your past, but as the architect of your future. Chapter 3. The Eternal Now. The present moment is all there is. This truth has been echoed by sages, philosophers, and mystics across time, yet it remains one of the hardest lessons for humanity to embrace. The past is a memory. Its moments have come and gone, leaving only traces in our minds. The future is nothing more than a possibility, an unfolding path shaped by countless variables beyond our control. And yet, despite this, most of us live either in the shadows of what has been or in the anticipation of what is to come. Rarely do we fully immerse ourselves in the now, the eternal and unchanging moment in which life truly exists. In our modern world, distraction has become a way of life. We are constantly bombarded with information, notifications, and obligations that pull our minds in multiple directions. Whether it is the regret of past mistakes or the anxiety of an uncertain future, our thoughts are rarely still. This mental turbulence prevents us from experiencing the profound power of the present. We rush through our days, barely conscious of the moment slipping through our fingers, only to look back and wonder where the time went. But what if we could change that? What if, instead of being caught in the endless cycle of regret and worry, we could learn to master our present? To do so is to tap into a state of clarity, peace, and profound creativity. This is the essence of living in the eternal now, where time slows down, the mind sharpens, and we experience life in its purest form. To cultivate this way of being, we must first learn to pause. The simple act of stopping what we are doing, even for a brief moment, allows us to break free from the momentum of our thoughts. In that stillness, we create space to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us. Taking 3 deep breaths is a powerful way to anchor ourselves in the present. With each inhale and exhale, we become more attuned to the here and now, stepping away from the noise of the mind and into the clarity of presence. Beyond breath, engaging our senses is one of the most effective ways to root ourselves in the now. What do we see? The colors, shapes, and movements around us are constantly changing, yet we rarely pay full attention to them. What do we hear? The subtle hum of distant conversations, the rustling of leaves, the rhythm of our own heartbeat. These are all elements of the present moment that we often overlook. What do we feel? The sensation of the air on our skin, the weight of our body on the ground, the textures beneath our fingertips. These tactile experiences remind us that we are alive, here and now. What do we smell? The aroma of fresh coffee, the scent of rain-soaked earth, the fragrance of flowers in bloom. Each breath carries with it the essence of the present. What do we taste? The richness of a meal, the sweetness of fruit, the coolness of water. Flavors are an invitation to savor the now. As we deepen our awareness of these sensations, something remarkable happens. The chatter of the mind begins to fade, replaced by a sense of calm and clarity. We no longer dwell on past mistakes or future uncertainties. Instead, we simply exist in the fullness of the moment. This is the gateway to a state of flow, where time seems to slow down and we become completely absorbed in whatever we are doing. Whether it is writing, painting, playing music, or engaging in conversation, when we are fully present, we perform at our best. There is no hesitation, no self-doubt, only pure engagement with the task at hand. In this state, we become unstoppable. Our actions flow effortlessly, and we experience a profound sense of joy and fulfillment. This is not because the task itself is inherently special, but because we are fully immersed in it. The simplest activities, walking, drinking tea, watching the clouds drift across the sky, can become deeply meaningful when approached with full presence. This is the secret that many great thinkers and artists have understood. The key to mastery, creativity, and inner peace lies in the ability to live in the now. Yet, despite knowing this, returning to the present moment is not always easy. A mind conditioned by years of distraction and habit will inevitably wander. Thoughts will arise, some urgent, some trivial, pulling us back into the past or propelling us into the future. This is natural. The goal is not to force stillness, but to gently guide our attention back to the now each time it strays. Just as a musician returns to the melody after a brief improvisation, we too can return to the rhythm of the present moment. One of the greatest challenges to living in the now is our attachment to time. We are taught from a young age to view time as linear, constantly moving forward, never to be reclaimed. This perception creates a sense of urgency, a feeling that we must always be doing something productive, lest time be wasted. But when we truly engage with the present, time becomes something entirely different. It expands, deepens, and slows. Instead of being a force that rushes us forward, it becomes an open space in which we can fully experience life. Another challenge is the fear of letting go. Many people cling to their past because it provides a sense of identity. Others fixate on the future because it offers the illusion of control. But the past is gone, and the future is uncertain. True, freedom lies in embracing the now, in surrendering to the present moment without resistance. This does not mean ignoring responsibilities or failing to plan for the future. Rather, it means approaching each moment with full presence, trusting that by doing so, we are laying the best possible foundation for what is to come. Practicing presence does not require a dramatic change in lifestyle. It can be woven into the fabric of our daily lives. We can practice it while drinking a cup of coffee, feeling the warmth of the mug in our hands, savoring each sip. We can practice it while walking, paying attention to each step, each breath, each sensation. We can practice it while listening to a loved one, giving them our full attention rather than thinking about what we will say next. These small moments, when fully embraced, have the power to transform our experience of life. The eternal now is always available to us. It does not depend on circumstances, nor does it require special conditions. It is here, in this moment, waiting to be embraced. When we learn to live in the now, we unlock a depth of experience that transcends the ordinary. We find peace amidst chaos, joy in simplicity, and a profound sense of connection to the world around us. In the end, this is all there is, the present moment, vast and eternal, inviting us to step fully into life. Chapter 4. Designing your future. Your future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. Many people drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than consciously shaping their own destiny. They wait for opportunities, hope for change, or expect luck to intervene. But the truth is, success and fulfillment don't arrive by chance. They are the results of deliberate choices, clear vision, and aligned action. The best way to create the future you desire is by aligning with the version of yourself who has already achieved it. This process, often called future self-visualization, is not merely an exercise in wishful thinking. It is a powerful psychological technique used by high achievers, entrepreneurs, athletes, and visionaries across industries. By immersing yourself in the mindset, habits, and emotions of your ideal future self, you begin to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. The more vividly and consistently you embody this future version of yourself, the more naturally your present-day actions will fall in line with your desired outcome. Imagine closing your eyes and stepping into your ideal future. The key is to engage all your senses to make the experience as real as possible. What do you see around you? Are you in a beautiful home, a thriving business office, or traveling the world? What do you hear? The sounds of success, conversations that inspire, or the peaceful silence of a balanced life? How do you feel? Confident, joyful, accomplished? The clearer the picture, the stronger the emotional imprint. These emotions are crucial because they act as a magnet, drawing you closer to that reality. One of the most effective ways to practice future self-visualization is to place yourself in the shoes of your future self and examine their every move. Observe how they walk. Do they carry themselves with confidence and purpose? How do they talk? Do they speak with conviction, wisdom, and clarity? How do they think? Are their thoughts dominated by doubts, or do they operate from a mindset of abundance and certainty? Your future self has already overcome the obstacles you face today. By understanding how they operate, you can begin to adopt those characteristics now. The emotional component of visualization is just as important as the imagery. When you allow yourself to fully feel the emotions associated with your success, whether it's the pride of accomplishing a goal, the excitement of new opportunities, or the peace that comes with financial freedom, you create a deep, subconscious connection to that reality. The brain doesn't distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. It begins wiring itself to support the new identity you are embracing. In other words, when you act as if your future self is already real, your brain works tirelessly to close the gap This energy, this emotional alignment with your future self should guide your actions today. If you already were the person who had achieved your goals, how would you act? Would you procrastinate or take decisive action? Would you indulge in distractions, or would you stay focused on what matters? Would you allow self-doubt to rule your decisions, or would you move forward with confidence? The way you live today determines the future you create. Every action, no matter how small, either moves you closer to or further from your ideal future. 2. Truly embody your future self. Start by identifying habits and behaviors that align with that version of you. If your future self is fit and healthy, start making choices that support that lifestyle. Exercise regularly, eat nutritious foods, and prioritize wellness. If your future self is financially free, start managing your money wisely today, budgeting, saving, and investing with a long-term perspective. If your future self is a successful entrepreneur, cultivate the discipline, creativity, and resilience required for that journey. Another critical aspect of future self-visualization is surrounding yourself with an environment that reinforces your new identity. Your surroundings influence your mindset and habits more than you realize. This includes the people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the spaces you occupy. If your future self is a confident leader, start associating with people who uplift and challenge you rather than those who drain your energy. If your future self is a best-selling author, immerse yourself in books, writing communities, and creative environments that foster that reality. Daily rituals can also strengthen the connection with your future self. Journaling is a powerful tool. Write letters from your future self to your present self, offering guidance, encouragement, and insights. Meditate on your future success, visualizing every detail with clarity. Create vision boards that serve as a constant reminder of where you're headed. Speak affirmations that reinforce your new identity, such as, "I am confident, capable, and successful," or "I attract opportunities that align with my purpose." These practices reinforce the belief that your future self is not a distant dream, but a reality in the making. It's also essential to recognize that becoming your future self is a process, not an overnight transformation. Growth requires patience, persistence, and resilience. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges. However, if you stay committed to the vision, each obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth. When faced with difficulty, ask yourself, how would my future self handle this situation? Instead of reacting impulsively or giving in to fear, respond with the wisdom and strength of the person you are becoming. Ultimately, your future self is calling, urging you to step into the highest version of who you are meant to be. The choice is yours. Will you wait for life to happen to you, or will you take intentional steps toward designing the future you desire? The path is clear. Visualize it, feel it, act on it, and watch as your reality begins to shift. Your future is not a distant possibility. It is something you are actively creating with every decision, belief, and action you take today. Chapter 5. Time Alchemy. Rituals. Time alchemy isn't merely a concept or a state of mind. It is an active and deliberate practice that requires conscious participation. Like any discipline, mastering time demands commitment, awareness, and ritualistic engagement. The way we experience time is not fixed. It bends to our perception, intentions, and alignment with the reality we wish to create. When we approach time with a sense of mastery rather than servitude, we unlock new possibilities and enter a flow where synchronicities, effortless actions, and meaningful experiences become the norm. This is the essence of time alchemy. Rituals provide a powerful framework for engaging with time in a transformative way. They bring order to the chaotic, give meaning to the mundane, and deepen our connection with the present moment while allowing us to shape the future. These rituals don't have to be complicated. Rather, they need to be intentional. The key is consistency. Engaging in these practices every day ensures that they become second nature, rewiring our relationship with time and aligning our actions with our highest potential. One of the most impactful ways to initiate time mastery is through morning alignment. The beginning of the day carries potent energy, a threshold between the unconscious realm of sleep and the waking world of conscious creation. Many people wake up and immediately check their phones, bombarding their minds with information, obligations, and external demands before they even set an intention for the day. This reactive approach places them at the mercy of circumstances, rather than in command of their own time. Instead, imagine waking up with a sense of clarity and purpose. Before engaging with external stimuli, take a few minutes to visualize your ideal timeline. What does a perfect day look like? What experiences, emotions, and successes do you want to cultivate? By picturing yourself moving through the day with ease, grace, and efficiency, you send a clear signal to your subconscious mind and set the trajectory for what is to come. This practice is not just about wishful thinking. It's about training your brain to recognize opportunities, respond proactively, and align your actions with your intentions. Visualization alone is powerful, but pairing it with a brief, written affirmation or a spoken declaration amplifies its effect. Writing down a few key intentions for the day anchors them into reality. Speaking them aloud adds a layer of commitment, reinforcing your belief in their manifestation. Over time, this ritual cultivates a deep trust in your ability to shape your reality. You begin to notice how your day unfolds in alignment with your vision, and moments of synchronicity become more frequent. Another essential practice in time alchemy involves using time portals, natural transitions within the day that serve as powerful checkpoints for intention setting and recalibration. Time is not a rigid sequence of hours. It moves in cycles, much like the rising and setting of the sun. These transitions carry an energetic shift, and when we consciously engage with them, we can redirect our focus and step into greater alignment. Sunrise, for example, is a potent portal. It marks the birth of a new day, a blank slate infused with potential. Taking even a few minutes to step outside, feel the fresh morning air, and absorb the first light of day can be transformative. This moment can be used to reaffirm your intentions, breathe deeply, and ground yourself in the present. Midday, another portal, offers an opportunity to check in with your progress. Are you moving in alignment with your morning vision? Do you need to adjust your focus or energy? A brief pause to reset can prevent distractions from hijacking your momentum. Sunset, the counterpart to sunrise, serves as a closing ritual, a time to transition from action to reflection. It's an invitation to slow down, acknowledge the efforts of the day, and prepare for rest. Watching the sun dip below the horizon is a symbolic reminder that each day is a completed cycle, offering closure and renewal. By using these natural time markers, we can harness their energy to stay present and purposeful, rather than allowing time to slip away unnoticed. The final key ritual in time alchemy is evening reflection. Just as the morning sets the stage, the evening allows us to integrate the experiences of the day and refine our approach moving forward. Too often, people fall into bed exhausted, their minds still racing with unresolved thoughts and unfinished tasks. They carry this mental clutter into sleep, preventing true rest and renewal. A simple but profound shift is to end the day with conscious reflection. Begin by reviewing your day without judgment. What moments stood out? What went well? Where did you face challenges? This is not an exercise in self-criticism, but in awareness. Acknowledge your victories, no matter how small, and recognize patterns that may need adjustment. Expressing gratitude is a crucial part of this process. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. It fosters contentment and reinforces a sense of fulfillment, allowing you to end the day on a positive note. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for creates a tangible record of your progress and blessings. Even on difficult days, there is always something to appreciate. A kind word, a moment of laughter, a lesson learned. This practice rewires the brain to seek positivity and primes you for a restful sleep, where the subconscious mind can integrate and process the day's experiences in a productive way. Incorporating these rituals consistently transforms your experience of time. Rather than feeling rushed, scattered, or overwhelmed, you develop a sense of mastery and flow. The morning alignment ritual ensures you begin each day with clear intent. The time portal practice keeps you anchored throughout the day, and the evening reflection ritual allows for integration and gratitude. Over time, you will notice a profound shift, not only in your ability to manage time effectively, but in the way time itself responds to you. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, and experiencing serendipitous opportunities that seem almost magical. This is the essence of time alchemy, shifting from a state of passive existence to one of intentional creation. The power of these rituals lies in their simplicity. They do not require elaborate tools or extensive effort, only a willingness to be present and intentional. By embracing them, you cultivate a deep trust in the unfolding of time, knowing that each moment holds the potential for transformation. Your days become more than a series of tasks and obligations. They become a canvas on which you paint your ideal reality. Time is not something to be managed or controlled. It is something to be mastered through alignment, awareness, and intention. When you practice time alchemy, you step into a new paradigm, one where time is not a constraint, but a tool for limitless creation. The choice is yours, to be at the mercy of time or to wield its power with grace and purpose. The rituals are here, waiting for you to step into them and claim your mastery over time itself. Chapter 6. Quantum Leaps. Quantum leaping is a profound concept that suggests we can shift into parallel realities where our goals are already realized. This notion, while often associated with science fiction, has deep roots in both quantum mechanics and metaphysical thought. At its core, the idea revolves around the premise that every possible version of reality exists simultaneously, and by aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can transition into the version that reflects our desired outcomes. The first step in making a quantum leap is to identify the reality you want to shift into. This requires deep introspection and clarity. Most people have vague aspirations, but a quantum leap demands specificity. Instead of simply desiring to be wealthy, one must envision the exact level of financial abundance they wish to experience. Instead of wanting to be in better shape, one must define the specific state of health and fitness they aim to achieve. The clearer the vision, the more tangible it becomes in the mind's eye, strengthening the energetic connection to that reality. Visualization is a critical tool in this process. By immersing oneself in the desired reality through mental imagery, the brain begins to create neural pathways that support this new state of being. Neuroscience has shown that the brain does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. Athletes, performers, and high achievers have long utilized this technique to enhance their skills and manifest success. The key is to engage all the senses in the visualization, What does this new reality look like? How does it feel? What sounds, smells, and sensations are present? The more detailed the visualization, the more powerful its effect. Equally important is the emotional component of quantum leaping. Emotions are energetic frequencies, and each reality vibrates at a specific frequency. To align with the desired reality, one must embody the emotions associated with it. If the goal is financial abundance, one must feel the joy, gratitude, and confidence of already having wealth. If the aim is to find love, one must cultivate the feelings of being deeply loved and appreciated. This step is crucial because emotions amplify the attraction process. When we consistently generate the emotions of our desired reality, we send a powerful signal to the universe, reinforcing our alignment with that version of existence. Taking inspired action is the bridge between thought and manifestation. While quantum leaping is often perceived as an instantaneous shift, it is usually facilitated by a series of actions that guide us toward the new reality. These actions do not always follow a linear path. Instead, they emerge from intuition and alignment. The universe operates through synchronicities and signs. Paying attention to these cues and acting upon them accelerates the transition. The key is to trust the process and remain open to unexpected opportunities that arise along the way. The universe operates as a mirror, reflecting back to us what we focus on most intensely. This is a fundamental principle in quantum physics and the law of attraction. When we dwell on lack, struggle, or failure, we attract experiences that reinforce those states. Conversely, when we focus on abundance, success, and joy, the universe mirrors those experiences back to us. Shifting our focus requires conscious effort and discipline. Meditation, affirmations, and journaling are powerful tools that help in maintaining alignment with the desired reality. Another critical aspect of quantum leaping is detachment. While clarity and focus are essential, an obsessive attachment to the outcome can create resistance. The paradox of manifestation is that one must desire something deeply, yet remain unattached to how and when it materializes. This detachment allows the universe to orchestrate the perfect circumstances without interference from doubt, fear, or impatience. Trusting in divine timing and surrendering to the flow of the universe ensures that the transition unfolds in the most seamless and harmonious way possible. Doubt and fear are the biggest obstacles to quantum leaping. These lower vibrational energies create barriers that prevent alignment with higher states of being. Recognizing and releasing these limiting beliefs is crucial. One effective method is to challenge negative thoughts by questioning their validity. Are they absolute truths, or are they conditioned beliefs? Replacing them with empowering affirmations reprograms the subconscious mind, paving the way for a smoother transition into the desired reality. Surrounding oneself with the right environment and influences also plays a significant role in quantum leaping. The people we interact with, the information we consume, and the environments we immerse ourselves in all contribute to our energetic state. If the current surroundings do not support the new reality, adjustments must be made. This could mean forming new connections, seeking mentorship, or immersing oneself in content that reinforces the desired mindset. Gratitude is another powerful catalyst for quantum leaps. Expressing gratitude for the desired reality as if it has already manifested solidifies its existence. This practice shifts the focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing the belief that the transition is already underway. Daily gratitude rituals, whether through writing, meditation, or spoken affirmations, amplify the magnetic pull toward the new reality. The process of quantum leaping is not always instantaneous. While some shifts happen rapidly, others require time to unfold. Patience and persistence are key. Maintaining faith even when external circumstances do not yet reflect the desired reality is crucial. Often, the biggest breakthroughs occur just when one is about to give up. Staying committed to the vision, even in the face of obstacles, ensures that the leap is eventually completed. Ultimately, quantum leaping is about mastering the art of conscious creation. It is a practice that integrates the mind, emotions, and actions into a cohesive force that aligns with the intended reality. By understanding and applying these principles, one can transcend limitations and step into a life of infinite possibilities. The universe is abundant, and every possible reality exists. The only question is, which one will you choose to step into? Chapter 7. The Time Alchemist's Daily Practice. Mastering time is not simply about managing a schedule or keeping track of hours. It is about aligning oneself with the very essence of time, flowing with it rather than against it. The Time Alchemist understands that time is both an illusion and a tangible force, a paradox that, when mastered, yields immense power. But mastery does not come by accident. It requires daily practice, unwavering commitment, and a deep understanding of how our perception shapes reality. To bend time to one's will, a consistent practice must be developed, one that synchronizes the mind, body, and spirit with the currents of time itself. The foundation of this practice is built upon a simple yet powerful 7-step routine. Each step plays a crucial role in shifting one's awareness, enabling a deep connection with time's mysteries. Though these practices may seem ordinary, at first glance, their cumulative effect is nothing short of extraordinary. The Time Alchemist does not rush, nor do they despair at lost time. Instead, they cultivate a deep, abiding relationship with the temporal world, treating it as both a canvas and a tool. The day begins with morning visualization. As the first moments of consciousness emerge from sleep, the mind is most malleable. This is the perfect time to visualize the day ahead, not simply in terms of tasks and goals, but in terms of energy, flow, and intention. The Time Alchemist does not just plan. They see themselves moving through the day with grace and precision. They see obstacles melting away before they arise, opportunities unfolding like a well-orchestrated dance. Visualization primes the subconscious mind to align reality with the envisioned experience. Over time, this practice develops an intuitive grasp of time's malleability, turning intention into reality effortlessly. Following visualization, the next step is gratitude journaling. The practice of gratitude is often underestimated in its ability to alter perception, yet it is one of the most powerful tools in the Time Alchemist's arsenal. Gratitude grounds one in the present moment, while simultaneously weaving a golden thread through past, present, and future. By expressing gratitude for what has already occurred, the mind begins to anticipate future moments with the same appreciation. This subtly rewires one's relationship with time, transforming every second into a cherished gift rather than a fleeting, uncontrollable force. It also diminishes the feeling of being rushed or overwhelmed, creating a sense of expansion where there was once contraction. With the mind attuned to gratitude, mindful breathing follows. The breath is the bridge between the conscious and unconscious, between the seen and unseen. To breathe deeply and intentionally is to slow time itself. This practice is not merely about relaxation. It is about developing an acute awareness of how time flows through and around us. The Time Alchemist knows that in moments of stress, time seems to speed up, slipping away uncontrollably. But through mindful breathing, time elongates, offering clarity and presence. A few minutes of deep, conscious breathing brings a stillness that acts as a counterpoint to the chaos of external events. It is in this stillness that time reveals its secrets, whispering to those who listen with patience. Having cultivated a state of inner balance, it is time to engage in future self-alignment. This practice involves embodying the version of oneself that has already mastered time. The Time Alchemist understands that the future is not distant, but a reality waiting to be stepped into. By acting, thinking, and making decisions as their future, more accomplished self would, they collapse the gap between present and future. This is not merely wishful thinking, but a direct act of bending time. When decisions are made from a place of already having achieved mastery, the timeline adjusts accordingly. Each action taken with this mindset accelerates growth and brings the envisioned reality closer. One of the most intriguing and mysterious practices in the daily routine is the time portal ritual. While this step may seem abstract, it is deeply rooted in the understanding that time is non-linear. The Time Alchemist creates portals, moments in the day where time is transcended. These portals can be created through meditation, deep focus, or ritualistic actions that mark a shift in perception. A simple example might be pausing in the middle of the day to consciously step into a different timeline, visualizing a new reality as though stepping through an invisible doorway. Some may use symbolic objects, mantras, or physical gestures to reinforce this practice. The key is consistency. The more often one opens these portals, the more fluid and flexible time becomes. As the day draws to a close, evening reflection anchors the experiences of the day. The Time Alchemist reviews the unfolding of events, noting moments where time felt abundant and where it felt scarce. This practice is not about judgment, but about recognition. By acknowledging the patterns, one begins to see where adjustments can be made. Reflection also reinforces the understanding that time is a personal experience, influenced as much by emotion and focus as by external circumstances. By tracking one's relationship with time each day, mastery deepens, and a sense of control over time's flow is cultivated. Finally, the day ends with affirmations before sleep. Just as the mind is most malleable upon waking, it is equally receptive before sleep. The Time Alchemist whispers affirmations that reinforce their evolving mastery over time. These affirmations may include statements such as, "Time bends to my will," "I am in perfect harmony with time," or "Every moment expands to fit my needs." These words sink deep into the subconscious, programming the mind to continue the work of time mastery, even during sleep. Over time, these affirmations shape reality, embedding a deep confidence that transcends doubt and limitation. The true power of this practice lies not in any single step, but in the cumulative effect of daily repetition. Consistency is key. The Time Alchemist does not practice sporadically, nor do they abandon the practice when immediate results are not apparent. Mastery is not about force, it is about harmony, about learning to dance with time rather than struggle against it. Each day, as the practice is reinforced, time becomes an ally rather than an adversary. The perception of scarcity dissolves, replaced by an unshakable understanding that time is always sufficient. As the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, the Time Alchemist begins to notice profound shifts. Opportunities arise at precisely the right moment. Deadlines that once felt suffocating now feel manageable. Moments of inspiration arrive as though summoned. The once rigid structure of time softens, becoming pliable and responsive. This is the art of time alchemy. An art that is not about controlling time, but about understanding its nature so deeply that it naturally conforms to one's desires. Thus, the path of the Time Alchemist is one of devotion, discipline, and deep awareness. The seven-step routine is not a mere habit, but a sacred practice, a daily ritual that transforms the very fabric of reality. The deeper one goes, the more apparent it becomes that time is not an external force, but an internal experience. shaped by thought, emotion, and intent. And in this realization, true mastery is found. Chapter 8. The Power of Time. Portals. Time portals are moments when the veil between realities is thin, allowing for the possibility of transformation, alignment, and deep connection to the universe's infinite potential. These portals are moments where time itself seems to stretch, contract, or dissolve, offering us the chance to step beyond our usual understanding of reality and into something greater. They are cosmic doorways through which we can access deeper levels of consciousness, set powerful intentions, and shape the trajectory of our lives. Throughout history, various cultures and spiritual traditions have recognized the significance of certain moments in time when energy is particularly potent. These moments are often tied to celestial or natural rhythms, such as the cycles of the sun and moon, personal milestones, and significant collective experiences. When we become aware of these time portals and intentionally work with them, we open ourselves up to immense possibilities for transformation and manifestation. One of the most universally acknowledged time portals occurs during sunrise and sunset. These daily transitions mark the boundary between night and day, offering a unique energetic shift that has been honored in countless spiritual traditions. Sunrise represents new beginnings, a fresh start, and the birth of potential. It is a moment charged with renewal, making it an ideal time to set intentions, visualize success, and embrace the energy of possibility. Sunset, on the other hand, is a time for reflection, release, and closure. It allows us to let go of what no longer serves us and to express gratitude for the experiences of the day. Meditative or contemplative practices during these periods can be deeply transformative as the changing light and atmosphere support shifts in consciousness. Another profound time portal exists in the cycles of the moon. The new moon and full moon are particularly powerful phases for harnessing energy and aligning with desired realities. The new moon signifies a time of potential and initiation. It is a moment to plant seeds, make commitments, and set clear intentions for what one wishes to create. The darkness of the new moon provides a blank slate, a fertile ground for new possibilities. Conversely, the full moon is a period of culmination, illumination, and heightened energy. It amplifies whatever is in focus, bringing clarity, revelation, and completion. Many people engage in full moon rituals to release what is no longer needed and to celebrate growth and progress. By working with these lunar phases, we can align our actions with natural rhythms and enhance the effectiveness of our intentions. Personal milestones such as birthdays and anniversaries also serve as powerful time portals. These moments mark the passage of time in deeply personal and symbolic ways. Birthdays represent the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another, offering an opportunity to reflect on the past year and set intentions for the year ahead. They are moments to honor one's journey, embrace personal evolution, and reaffirm life's purpose. Anniversaries, whether of relationships, significant events, or even challenges overcome, hold potent emotional and energetic weight. They remind us of where we have been, what we have learned, and how we have transformed. These milestones are excellent opportunities for deep reflection, intention setting, and celebration. The energy of time portals is not merely symbolic. It is a tangible force that can be felt and harnessed. When we recognize these moments as gateways rather than simply as markers of time, we begin to live more consciously. We become aware of the fluid nature of time and the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. By engaging in intentional practices during these moments, such as meditation, journaling, visualization, and ritual, we actively participate in shaping our reality. One of the most effective ways to work with time portals is through the practice of setting powerful intentions. Intention setting is not merely wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of aligning thoughts, emotions, and actions with a desired outcome. The key to effective intention setting lies in clarity, emotional resonance, and alignment with natural energy flows. When we set intentions during time portals, we amplify their power. For instance, an intention set at sunrise may carry the fresh, hopeful energy of a new beginning, while an intention set during a full moon may be charged with heightened emotional and energetic intensity. Another way to harness time portals is through ritual and symbolic action. Rituals help to anchor energy, focus the mind, and create a sense of sacred space. Simple acts such as lighting a candle, speaking affirmations, or performing a symbolic gesture can significantly enhance the power of a time portal. During a birthday, for example, writing down reflections on the past year and aspirations for the future can turn the day into a deeply transformative experience. On a full moon, releasing limiting beliefs or emotional burdens through writing and safely burning. The paper can symbolize a powerful act of letting go. It is also important to cultivate awareness and presence during these moments. In our fast-paced world, we often move through time without fully experiencing it. Time portals remind us to pause, breathe, and be present. By consciously acknowledging these moments, we deepen our connection to the flow of life and create space for insight, healing, and inspiration. Simply sitting in silence at sunset, feeling the energy of the moment, and allowing intuition to guide us can be a profound practice in itself. Beyond individual experience, time portals also have a collective dimension. Significant cultural and cosmic events, such as solstices, equinoxes, eclipses, and planetary alignments, are recognized as powerful gateways of transformation. These moments impact not only individuals, but entire societies, influencing consciousness. On a collective level, when large groups of people focus their energy and intention during these times, the effects can be magnified, creating ripples of change that extend beyond the personal sphere. Working with time portals requires openness, intentionality, and trust in the unseen forces that guide us. While some may dismiss these moments as mere coincidences or traditions, those who engage with them mindfully often experience profound shifts in perspective, energy, and outcomes. The key is not to force experiences, but to flow with them, to recognize the unique power each moment holds, and to engage with it in a way that feels authentic and meaningful. In essence, time portals are invitations. They invite us to pause, reflect, and realign with our true desires. They remind us that time is not just a linear progression, but a dynamic and multidimensional force that we can interact with in conscious and transformative ways. By honoring these moments, setting clear intentions, and embracing the energy they offer, we open ourselves to a reality where change, growth, and manifestation become not only possible, but inevitable. Whether through the quiet beauty of a sunrise, the mystical glow of a full moon, or the deeply personal reflection of a birthday, time portals offer us a pathway to greater awareness, empowerment, and alignment with the highest version of ourselves. Chapter 9. The Science of Time. Alchemy. Time alchemy isn't just mystical, it's backed by science. Quantum physics and neuroscience provide compelling evidence that time is not as rigid as we perceive it to be. If we delve into the fundamental nature of time, we realize that it is fluid, subjective, and influenced by our consciousness. The true power of time lies in understanding how we experience it and, ultimately, how we can control it. Quantum physics has already shattered the classical view of time as an absolute linear progression. Einstein's theory of relativity introduced the concept that time is relative, depending on the observer's speed and gravitational field. This means that time is not a fixed constant, but a variable that can be stretched or compressed. If astronauts were to travel at speeds close to the speed of light, they would age more slowly than people on Earth. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, is a real and measurable effect that proves time does not function the way our everyday experiences suggest. At the quantum level, things get even stranger. Particles exist in superpositions, meaning they can be in multiple states at once until observed. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrates that observation affects reality. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest that time itself is not a single, unchangeable flow, but a series of potential outcomes. If we extend this idea to human consciousness, it implies that the way we perceive and focus on time can alter our experience of it. Neuroscience reinforces this idea. Our brain does not experience time in a uniform way. Rather, it interprets it based on attention, emotion, and memory. When we are deeply engaged in an activity, time seems to fly by. Conversely, when we are bored or anxious, time drags. This means that time is as much a product of our mind as it is of the external world. By learning to manipulate our perception, we can essentially slow down or speed up our experience of time. Consider how memory plays a role in our perception of time. When we look back on periods of life filled with new experiences, they seem longer in hindsight. This is because novelty forces the brain to create detailed memories, making time feel richer and more expansive. Routine, on the other hand, compresses time, making years seem like they vanish in an instant. By deliberately introducing novelty, learning new skills, traveling, or breaking daily routines, we can stretch our perception of time and make life feel fuller and longer. Another crucial factor is mindfulness. Studies show that when we practice mindfulness, we become more present, reducing the sensation of time slipping away. The ability to focus on the now, rather than worrying about the future or ruminating on the past, enhances our control over time perception. Athletes, artists, and peak performers often describe being in a flow state where time seems to disappear. This heightened state of awareness allows for increased productivity and creativity, proving that time can be harnessed through conscious effort. Ancient wisdom also supports these findings. Many spiritual traditions have long suggested that time is an illusion, a construct of the mind. Practices like meditation and breathwork have been used for centuries to alter time perception, demonstrating that inner mastery leads to control over temporal experience. When combined with modern science, these insights give us the tools to master time itself. Time alchemy, therefore, is not about bending the laws of physics in some fantastical way, but about understanding and utilizing the mechanisms by which time operates within our consciousness. By altering our focus, introducing novelty, and practicing presence, we can reclaim mastery over time and unlock our fullest potential. Chapter 10. Becoming the Time Alchemist. You are the Time Alchemist. You have the power to rewrite your past, master your present, and design your future. Understanding time's true nature allows you to harness it as an ally rather than be enslaved by its illusion. By shifting your perspective and applying the principles of time alchemy, you can create a life beyond your wildest dreams. The first step to mastering time is rewriting the past. While you cannot change events that have already occurred, you can change their meaning and emotional impact. Memory is malleable. Every time you recall an event, you modify it slightly based on your current emotions and beliefs. Neuroscience has shown that memories are not fixed recordings, but reconstructed narratives. By choosing to reinterpret past experiences in a more empowering way, you can free yourself from past limitations. Instead of seeing failures as setbacks, view them as essential lessons that guided you to growth. Instead of dwelling on regrets, focus on the wisdom gained. Once you redefine the past, the next step is mastering the present. This is where true power lies. Every moment offers a choice, to be fully present or to let time slip through your fingers. Time alchemists cultivate deep awareness of the present moment, fully engaging in life's experiences. This presence brings heightened clarity, joy, and effectiveness. When you focus entirely on the now, distractions fade, and you enter a state of flow where you accomplish more in less time. The key to presence is controlling attention. In today's world, endless distractions pull us away from the now. Notifications, emails, social media, and worries about the future. Learning to direct your attention intentionally is the ultimate superpower. Practices like meditation, deep work, and mindful breathing train your mind to focus, allowing you to expand your perception of time. When you fully immerse yourself in an activity, you stretch time's boundaries, making minutes feel like hours of rich experience. Finally, the true art of time alchemy is designing the future. Instead of passively waiting for life to unfold, you can become the architect of your destiny. Visualization is a powerful tool in this process. Neuroscientific research confirms that the brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. By regularly visualizing your desired future with clarity and emotion, you condition your mind to make it a reality. Time. Alchemists don't merely hope for a better future, they create it through deliberate intention. Goal setting is another fundamental practice of time mastery. However, instead of setting goals based on external pressures, true time alchemists align their goals with their deepest values. When your goals resonate with your authentic self, motivation becomes effortless and time bends in your favor. Breaking large goals into micro-actions further enhances time efficiency, allowing steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. One of the most transformative principles of time alchemy is the ability to shift timelines. Since the future is not fixed but a collection of probabilities, every decision you make shapes your trajectory. Small changes in habits, beliefs, and choices accumulate over time, leading to drastically different outcomes. By consistently choosing thoughts and actions that align with your highest potential, you shift into a future that reflects your dreams rather than your fears. Remember, time is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. It is a resource that, when mastered, can amplify your achievements, deepen your experiences, and create a life of abundance and meaning. Those who learn to harness time are not bound by it. They move through life with a sense of ease, purpose, and synchronicity. You now hold the keys to time alchemy. You understand its science, its power, and its potential. The only question that remains is, how will you use it? The choice is yours. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go forth and bend time to your will. Your journey as a time alchemist is just beginning. Take what you've learned today and apply it to your life. Rewrite your past, master your present, and design your future. If you enjoyed this audiobook, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more transformative content. Until next time, remember, you are the master of your time. You are the time alchemist.